Yeah, so those in chat, we're just going to get a Worlds Roundtable. I got 3 distinguished members of the community here hanging out with me tonight. We got a loose outline, and if you guys have any questions to interject, go ahead. Chat can interact with this. I am recording. I am here so you guys can tell me what I'm supposed to play for Worlds. That's not like until like the end, maybe.
It's like the night before.
And it's usually the night before, right? Like, usually that is the night before. Oh, let's see here. Let's do this. Let's move this here. There we go. And that there. Cool. All right. Let's see here. We got 9
I got
people.
like 3 bites of chicken left, Chris, and then I'm good.
Well, eat all your food, man, because you got D&D after this. You're gonna need to kill some things. I don't remember what you were playing. I forget what you said you were playing in D&D. So.
I played a Pathfinder 2 Bard. I haven't killed anything. I haven't come anywhere close to killing anything.
I don't know that, man. I don't know. I had my first confirmed kill as a barbarian on Sunday. It was awesome. Yeah. I was doing like 8. He's playing as Ryu. Oh. What? He's not. That was fun.
Pathfinder 2 Bards. Just give everyone +1 to everything you could imagine giving them, which in Pathfinder 2 is a significant bonus.
Oh, is it? Okay, I've never played anything pre 5e, so I don't know. So, but
Pathfinder 2 is technically post 5e, but
oh, is it really? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. I know Pathfinder's beforehand, so you know.
So obviously, quick derail.
That's fine.
Well, I finished eating. Obviously, in like 5e, a 20 is a crit, right?
Sure.
In Pathfinder 2, if you beat a DC by 10, it's a crit no matter what.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool.
So +1 is technically 5% to crit, in addition to 5% to succeed.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. That's sweet. That's some numbers stuff. We like that. Okay. All right, we got some people in chat. So, all right. Thanks for coming out, chat. I know I didn't stream last night, but we're streaming tonight, and I got some fine folks from the community here. Let's go. Why don't you guys? Did Ryan fall asleep? No, he's just hanging out.
No,
He's chilling, man. He's here. He's up.
Doing stuff.
He's doing stuff. I pulled him away from whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
Ryan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and we can just go around the table and just let people know who you are if they don't know who you are. So.
Yeah, my name is Ryan Kogod. I'm part of the Let's Talk UVS team. I've been playing the game for going 3.5, 4 years. This is my second Worlds I'm qualified for. First time around, I didn't make it through last year's qualifiers, but you catch me on Discord. My name is Jazzy. I usually interact pretty well on the site Discord and also the Let's Talk Discord.
Thanks, Ross. I fixed it. I forgot to do something. Thank you. Go ahead, Tim.
Yep, I'm Tim Keefe. I've been playing for 19 years and some months now, almost the whole time. So yeah, I'm a Diamondsaur. I'm from Rochester, Satonis, and most channels and stuff. I've been to a lot of worlds.
Zach.
Yeah, I'm Zach Richards. JCA's on all the Discords. I tend to avoid main cord, but I'm in all the other ones. I've been playing since like right before Libra. I missed the first MHA Worlds, but I've been in the day 2 real Worlds, whatever, since the big money one. I missed the one worth money.
You missed the one with the money. Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris. I've been playing for not as long as Tim, but longer than Zach. And I've been to some worlds, and I've had fun. And yeah, it's been good times. And I'm looking forward to this year's Worlds. And so this year's Worlds is kind of a weird one. We have like this really, I guess we're going to start off with day 1. Round 1, day 1 is what I quoted it. First question I want to pose to you guys. What would be your mindset going into day 1? What kind of decks are the most effective to play in a day 1 trying to top cut for a day 2? Let's start with Tim.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too much different from normal because it's still top 16, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not a situation where like a draw is a loss, where If it was a go X2 or better or something like that, then a draw would become a loss. So, I mean, obviously, you still don't want draws the same way. You don't want draws in a normal tournament, but it's not expressly worse or anything like that. So, although, on the topic of draws, it is going to be a field with like probably some players that are less veterans that might be playing a little bit slower, right? So, your slower decks might be a little bit more exposed to draws in that bracket than they might be in day 2. But other than that, it's kind of just it's a normal Swiss situation, really. If you have feelings about like certain decks letting you outplay people or something, then maybe that plays up a little bit in the sort of pre-day 2 field. But I don't know if I would approach it too much differently.
Okay. Zach, Ryan, go ahead. Your thoughts? You got it.
I think the only thing that I would change if my thinking between day 1 and day 2 is, I think if my deck got rolled by turn 2 aggro, I would probably not play it on day 1. I think there's going to be a higher than average percentage of people just playing aggro like coin flippy decks. And so if your deck is like super susceptible to dying on 2, maybe like reevaluate. But otherwise, I agree with Tim. Like, it's top 16 a regional, right? So play whatever you would take to a regional.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Don't tie, right? Tie is a loss, essentially. So, really I mean, you gotta keep in mind of your time. If it's worth it to forfeit to go into game 3, just so you have a chance to be able to get that win. You just gotta be conscious of your time. But otherwise, yeah, it's just like any other regional, but with higher stakes, right?
Yeah, that's the one weird thing too. Is like there's an amount like for day 1ers like myself and Ryan, right? Like there's more. Is there more? It kind of leads into like another question later on. But is there more pressure on the day 1 people to make the day 2, or is that just like something that is self-put on to like I put a lot of pressure on myself as a player. Like I want to top. Obviously, everyone wants to top. Not everyone can, but like, is there an immense amount of pressure on day 1 players because they couldn't make the day 2? Probably, but then like, is that why they go into like an aggro style like deck? Like they're just gonna try to slam it and get the day done, or is it just saving brain power for maybe a longer event?
For me, like, if I had to play day 1 and I was going to lean toward an aggro deck, it would be a brain power thing. It would be, I don't have to play 8 rounds in a top cut. I have to play 16 rounds in a top cut in an ideal situation, right?
Yeah.
So, I think any expectations or pressure is all self-imposed, kind of all the time. If somebody in the community is posing external pressure on you to do well, that person is an asshole. Unless the player is you. Right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, you know how hard I am on myself, Chris.
Oh,
so.
I know. Me and you put a lot of pressure on ourselves just because it's just the way we are. So, yeah, we always want to do the best. So, go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Yeah, I think like you might get into the mindset of like, well, day 2 is the real world, right? Kind of thing, which is sort of been the carrot they've been floating out there all years, like get 200 points, get to day 2. For people that have been trying to get that and haven't quite gotten there, they might feel a little more pressure because they ended with like 160 points or something, and they're like, man, I got to get the thing that I almost got but didn't quite get there or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't like feel pressure or get nervous or whatever, but I think if anything, I play a little bit better. So I'm not one that's like, oh man, I'm gonna be really nervous about this high pressure tournament.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna feel how I feel, and then I'm gonna play the game.
True. Yeah, like
I know from
go ahead.
I know from personal experience, personal whatever. My highest anxiety and highest pressure is round 1 of each day. Once I sit down to round 1, get the game going, it's all gone.
Yeah.
But the lead up, that hanging out the morning before.
I hate that. Oh gosh.
People asking you what you're playing. And...
Yeah. Like I know to leave Tim alone before that round because he's usually in the zone, and I'm like, I'm not messing with Tim right now. Like, I don't want that man to be mad at me. Like I always he's always in his.
I'm not a starting pitcher in baseball. It's not one of those things.
Yeah, true.
I'm
I
just
know,
chilling.
like I know, like my thing is going like on the anxiety thing, playing better is like I know like when I don't use the restroom, I play insanely better than I do when I'm okay. I have gone. It's weird. It's like an anxiety I don't want to do. It's just a weird, maybe an old man thing, but yeah, it's just a really weird thing. Like I normally just play right through everything. I don't like lunch breaks because I feel that just breaks my mojo up. But like it's just what it is. Um, so talking about aggro, talking about decks in the room, Ryan. Let's start off. What would your pick be for the most represented deck in the room day one?
Mikasa 4, probably.
Sticking with the aggro
Probably
train.
Yeah, it's probably your most premier aggro deck out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Win games quick, have a lot of health, be able to sit back if you need to. So I guess that's probably going to be the most represented deck for day one. I don't know. Past that, there's a lot of options that could go there.
Yeah.
But I would say M4.
True. Zach, Tim?
Yeah. I don't know how many people. It's hard. I feel like Mikasa 4 doesn't have the like mass market appeal that like a Godzilla or whatever does, where every person at a local is going to look at that character and look at like, oh, this deck and be like, oh man, that looks really sick, I need to try that. Right? It's just kind of been effective.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's going to have. It might end up being the most represented, but I don't know if it's going to be by much. I would kind of expect a hodgepodge of a lot of stuff in the like 5 to 8% range.
Yeah, if it's not Mikasa, it's Godzilla, and I don't expect anything to break 12%.
Yeah.
That would be what?
Like,
like 10, 12? How, out of like 100, say, was like, well, how many people are there registered? Well, I'm not registered.
Well,
so I haven't
12% is certainly 12 out of 100.
12 out of 100. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Again, not a math guy. So
if the top register deck is over 12%, I'd be shocked.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, this is a weird world where I don't know. I think like every world has kind of been like this, where like people have talked about certain decks, but I know we've talked about this in Teams chat, Zach, that people are just gonna bring what they want to bring. Like, it's just like, I'm going to try to ride this Bridget deck out all the way to day 2 and then see what happens, or, or Deku, or, or whatever. And it's just, I think people are just going to bring whatever they want. And I don't know. I still think, like you guys said, like, it's still going to be packed full of all the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I mean, most people that are especially day 1 players, but even in general, are not on, like 6 to 10 person teams that are doing group testing and have a whole bunch of like gauntlets that they've thrown things through or whatever, and it's just going to be what's felt really good at locals.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm bringing, and they may or may not have tried Mikasa 4 at locals. They may not even know if they like that deck or not.
Yeah, true.
Right.
True.
It might just be like, well, I've been playing Toga, the starter Toga, for 3 years, and gosh darn it, we're doing it one more time. Right?
Hey, I thought.
I don't know what's wrong with that character, actually.
Don't tempt me with a good time, Tim. Don't tempt me.
I think there's like a non-minuscule amount of people that might want to like last ride a rotating character.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
On the Toga 3 train.
Yeah, they were talking about.
We forever have had an Echo City Rampage Toga 3 that is heinous. It puts up Godzilla numbers, but it's just like slightly less consistent than Godzilla, right?
Yeah. It's just a little bit of like, I wonder that character fell off the face of the earth after being very popular for a pretty good while, right? It was even it showed up in the top cut of the first AOT regional, right?
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of sets come out since then, but I don't know. Like, is there anything that wrong with that character right now? Probably not.
No.
There's there's Stun Hate really isn't played outside of like keeping Aerie safe because it's a 0. That's it. I don't know. It's crazy.
It has a little bit of a gatekeeper problem if you buy into the Tyner lore. That deck is never beating Mark Tyner. Mark Tyner has infinite backups and assets to check hack them, and it is just not happening.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
if you
another
don't
thing I
believe
was
that Mark
thinking of,
Kiner is like
yeah.
reading, then that doesn't matter.
Another thing I was thinking of for decks for day one is now that Heist is gone, like when you sit down and you build a deck that's really competitive, you gotta go like through the checklist, right? And number one has been, can this handle Heist, right?
Mm.
And now that that is effectively off the board, I think it opens up to a lot more decks in general, right? You still have to answer other questions, but that was probably over the last couple of months or latter part of the year, right, has been like your number one box that you have to try to deal with, right? Can this handle this, or can it
Heist
compete,
and
can it
unyielding.
race?
Yeah.
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 And now with those gone, I think that more people are gonna be more welcome to play stuff out of the box, or really workshop something that they like.
Speaking of workshopping, with a few weeks
Zach
left.
is muted if he's
Oh.
intending not to be.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's
There's
his,
a good-
it's his puppers. With a few weeks left, what would you suggest the best way to practice for a long and stressful? I was gonna say day, but the way Zach put it, it's 16 rounds in a top cut is basically what it is for day one people. Like, what's your guys' like? What would you suggest how people test for something like that, if you can test for something like that?
I don't think you can test for something that long on your own unless you're part of one of these super teams.
Sure.
And even then, you would need like a majority of your team or several people on the team to have a quite significant amount of time to play that many rounds back to back.
True.
I think I would just like start settling on your sideboard plan. Start looking at the shape of how you want to adjust your plan when things don't go right. I think my harp for these is always like hydrate, eat well, make sure you have your medicine and like day of stuff, right?
Yeah, like the sideboard plan is a good one. Any thinking you can save yourself in advance, where even if you're not like playing against meta decks, just like looking at them and being like, okay, do I have interactions that maybe aren't that obvious that I don't want to be like missing in the moment or thinking about in the moment, and whether I want to do them or not, right? And anything you can do like that in advance, just so that day of you're spending less mental energy making your decisions. But in terms of for people that haven't been to a long event before, that haven't done an 8 rounds of Swiss, especially in this game, there is a mental fatigue factor. There is a stamina element to this for sure. And if you haven't gone through it before, you will, unless you've done something similar, like for another game or something like that, you're probably going to be pretty tired after like 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of is what it is. But I would assume that people in that boat aren't necessarily expecting to ace it on their first go anyway. So just be prepared for that to be a thing. It's kind of just something you have to build up, whether it's by going to UVS events or doing something equivalent, right? Like I do a lot of like week 1 Savage rating, and that's kind of a similar, you're in the seat for 12 hours trying to be as focused as possible kind of thing.
I mean, depending on how far you want to go, like what I'm doing is I have a Google Doc set up already with matchups that I'm scared of, matchups I'm good against, with sideboard options pre-tested. So I know if I sit down and I know what they're going to play, I know immediately what I'm thinking of my sideboard is post game 1. So I could just take that thinking part out of it. Like, okay, I've seen this before. I know what I need to bring in. I know what needs to come out, versus sitting there frustrated or figuring out what's going on in that time to make that decision. I already know what that decision is. So that's been a lot of my time in my decks going forward, is having as much pre-planned as possible to take all the hard thinking out outside of the general gameplay.
And that helps you get your sideboard right too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You never want to have a sideboard where like you're like, oh, these are good, and then you get in the moment and it's like, all right, I want to bring in 7 cards. I don't want to take out 7 cards.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, shucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We even had there's a flip side of that too. Is like we were working on one of our players' decks, and he's playing Ghidorah. It's not a secret. It's the only deck he owns. That's all he's been playing. But he had Dragon of the Darkness Flame in his sideboard, and I was like, when are you ever bringing this in? if you want this card, why isn't it just in your deck?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know, but I need to kill somebody. And I'm like, you need to kill them all the time. You're Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so funny.
Gotta pretend it doesn't exist and just play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does give me thoughts of this really niche thing that Garrett would do sometimes back when he was a lot more competitive. He knew he played long games, right? And he's like, all right, if I go 45 minutes in game 1 and lose, and I just need to turn my deck into like a turn 2 sack machine, here's my like 5 slots in my sideboard that I'll swap these in if I just need to like turn 2, turn 3 somebody in 10 minutes.
I think that's fair. If that's like a sideboard plan you've built ahead of time, I think that's totally valid. But I can't stand when our teammates are like, I have this on my sideboard, and I'm like, when are you bringing it in? They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, why the fuck is it
I think that's something. I actually think that's something that even like player to player, if someone shows you a deck, like, hey, can I get your ideas on this or whatever? Just ask them for their sideboard and just say that for every card, right? Because a lot of people, me included, I'm still really bad at sideboarding. So it's like it's still. I need to know. Like I've gone through events. I know last year's Worlds there was cards on my sideboard I never even brought in, and like they were just there just because they were kind of cool, and I was just like, well, I guess, but like I was just like, whatever. But I think it's a good point is to actually look at your sideboard. What Ryan's doing is way more work than I'll ever do because I'm old and tired all the time, and Ryan's doing really good work doing that, like figuring out what his pre-game, post one matchups and stuff like that is. That's really cool.
I would be more supportive of that work if we could take notes and bring them with us. I think one of the biggest flaws in our tournament structure is not being allowed to bring a sideboard plan with you. The game is hard enough, it's mentally taxing enough. Just let us bring some notes with us. You can't look at them in game, but between games, just have a little note sheet.
Yeah.
We used to do it in Magic all the time. Just have a little note card against Reanimator, I bring in this. Against Mikasa, I'm going to bring in these cards. Sometimes the archetype throws you for a loop, right? Like, they're playing a different version of that deck, and your sideboard play doesn't work.
Sure.
And then you got to think on the fly. And that's what separates great players from good players, right? But,
yeah.
I don't know. I hate our note-taking system. It's asinine.
Yeah, this is a little more strategy and a little less tournament prep, but I'm a big fan of generics in the sideboard. Of just like, there are cards in my deck that will sometimes be blank in a matchup.
Sure.
If I want to take them out, there better be something in my sideboard I'm bringing in.
Yeah.
And if it's all just a bunch of like niche tech cards, I need like at least 2 or 3 cards in my sideboard that can just always come in no matter what.
And my problem with sideboarding in the previous past twos, I've been too fixated on my worst matchup. So all of a sudden my sideboard is 8 cards for this one matchup, and all of a sudden I don't play that matchup where I don't see where these cards are useless, where I could have more, like you're saying, more generic cards that'd be good against the masses versus just hard teching for my hard matchup, right? You got to be a little more generalized because you don't know what you're going to play, right? You're going to have some basis, feeling out the room, but your sideboard should be, as I've said, as generic as it can be so that you have options.
Nah, man. Christmas Land's going to line up. We're going to sideboard for this deck, and we're going to face it every round and win.
Yeah. This might be a hot take, but it's on the note of, like, how would you be prepping with the last few weeks? If you have an 80-20 matchup that you're losing, and your sideboard is getting it to 60-40, 50-50, just throw it, man. Just lose. You'll play it once. Just win your other ones.
You mean 80-20 against you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if you're dedicating 8 cards to your sideboard to get a match to 60-40, just fucking lose it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you only play one that day.
And you get a snack.
I love that. I think that's actually because you may not even face that the entire event, right? Like, so.
I mean, like, I keep bringing it up, right? But, like, I did bad at Worlds last year. I built my deck that I thought had a great Pony matchup and a great Ymir matchup. I played 1.
Right. That's what I did.
Like,
same with me.
I just, like, I thought they would be the 2 most represented decks. They were. I just didn't play them.
Sure.
So it didn't matter.
Yep. All right. Oh, go ahead, Tim. go ahead. If you have any final thoughts.
Yeah,
on that.
this is a bit of a segue. This goes for day 1 and day
Yeah,
2.
sure.
And like, if you're worried about pressure, right? Something you can do, like, go look at the side event schedule. Look at the like cool things you're going to get to do on day 2 if you don't make it. Right? There's like an extra Godzilla pre-release. There's some stuff in the morning. Same thing with day 3. Right? So every day that you're not in the main event, you get to play some early Godzilla and do some other stuff you might be excited about. Maybe there's even something in town that you want to go and do, or whatever. And just thinking of as a, your results are just going to dictate what you're doing on the next couple days, and either option is fun.
Yeah, that's something that I
If you're feeling-
need to do.
Sorry,
Is
finish.
I mean, I need to focus on that type of stuff. Like, if I don't do it, I got to plan out my day. There's no baseball; it's too early, which is a bummer. So
Messed up.
yeah. Hey man,
They're not playing the World Baseball Classic in Dallas.
but hey, the Chicago Regional. It's right in the smack dab in the middle of April. We got April baseball, baby. We can go to any game. I'm cool with that. So, Zach,
I think what I like to do if you're feeling pressure is just go look at any tournament that Kevin or Tim or Nick Reagan went 0-3 drop and played side events. You'll be okay. Bad tournaments will happen.
In Tim's case, he may have dropped before the event started. So,
like world champs are out here going 1-4 at events. It happens, man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, moving on to day 2, Tim's kind of brought up with the pressure. How much harder is a day 2 compared to a day 1? Is the player skill greater in a day 2 because of the people who have, didn't get to play day 1 are obviously in day 2? Are they just better? Obviously, they're great players because they've made the day 2 pre-event. Is just a day 2 straight harder than a day 1?
I think it is if you're a day 1 player who qualifies for day 2, because you went through that stress versus the other person who just got to play all day, got to walk around and say, oh, what's going on, what's doing well, maybe even tweak their decks. I don't know when deck submission is for day 2 is. I'm assuming it'd probably be the night before, right? This would be a separate event, but they just have that advantage of being able to take that extra day to breathe versus you just slopped 8 rounds of Swiss or whatever it is for the first round.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the stamina, or if you're okay stamina wise, you're probably better off for playing day 1, right? Unless you're just getting tired, right? Because you have 8 rounds under your belt, you've seen some matchups. Even if you like barely eked out a 6-2, that's all wiped away. You're on a fresh start, and you have probably noticed some mistakes or some things you could have done better, or that sort of thing. That some amount of testing before the tournament might help you identify those things, but it never crystallizes as well as it does when you're like in the middle of a round in an actual tournament, and oh shoot, I forgot to do this thing for an extra damage. In testing, it's but in the terms like, oh crap, this game took an extra turn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No good plan survives contact with the enemy type shit.
Yeah. That's very true. Very true. So everyone has a good plan until they get punched in the mouth. I think that Mike Tyson said that, maybe. I don't know. Some boxer said that. So. The competition is naturally going to be tougher, right? As everyone there is at least played in an awful lot of local championships to qualify, if not done well at some regionals or whatever, or did well on day 1. Yeah.
So sure, but what does that mean? I don't know. It means my win percentage goes down. Like, okay.
Yeah.
True. What did I expect?
Yeah, I think your opportunity to skill gap players is probably a little less. The average quality of the player is slightly higher. Your record probably has to be a little better, because I think, from what we know, day 1 and day 2 are roughly the same number of rounds, and day 2 has probably half the people.
Day 1, this is rounds based on attendance.
I am pretty sure they're doing 7 or 8, no matter what.
Oh,
and
really?
day 2 is either 7 or 8 also.
Yeah, because the article said based on attendance, but yeah, they could just force something.
Well, at 100, that's already 7 rounds, right?
That's 7, yeah.
So, if they do 7 rounds, 7 rounds.
Isn't day 2 close to 60 people?
Day 2's I think we did the math. Day 2's theoretical maximum is like 69.
Okay.
Yeah, Ross in chat says day 2 is 6, and he thinks that's locked in. So.
Oh, that'd be different than what I heard. But that's still that matters, right? You can't go X2.
Yeah.
Um,
We kind of my second point is, how does someone prepare for day 2 knowing they still have to go through day 1? We kind of that kind of worked into stuff
don't.
prior.
Yeah, it all
you
blended.
just
It all
don't.
blended.
You just don't do that, right?
Yeah, you just don't.
take
Yeah.
you take the round in front of you.
Yeah, true.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have an evening to patch up your sideboard.
Mhm.
Right, to
Yeah.
change, the 5 slots that are like, you know what, this really sucked.
Sure. Yeah, and that also leads into, what a good segue, Tim. Jeez, you're the best. So it being confirmed that you could swap decks between day 1 and day 2, how does that affect your prediction on the metagame and like your sideboard preparation and all that? Does that at all?
I think you're
I would
throwing
be
if
shocked
you
if
swap.
somebody from day 1 to day 2 swapped. Maybe
Yeah,
1%.
you just went X2 or X11 in your day 1, and like, unless you just like know that you got really fortunate matchups or something, or you just know that you kind of lucked into players that were making a whole lot of mistakes or something like that, you have to believe in your deck by that point, right?
I mean, if you like, the only time I'll grant this is if you somehow talk to a majority of the day 2 qualified players, and you know that a super majority are playing
Yeah,
2 or 3
some
things
kind of
that you
crazy
can
read
angle
on the
shoot
meta.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like, I think you're throwing if you swap. It's so taxing on yourself, on your mental. It's so taxing on your prep. You just don't do that.
You have a whole
Yeah.
days of games under your belt, you know?
Yeah.
Why throw that data away or that comfortability away?
Yeah, you're never going to be prepared for this year's Krista anyway, right? Like,
True.
there's going to be presumably there's going to be a deck that like some team or some part of a team brings with like 3 or 4 strong, that just isn't on the radar or isn't very far towards the center of the radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like, yeah, man, that wasn't in my gauntlet. Better be ready for whatever it is.
Or you did do it and missed like 8 cards or whatever that changed the
Right,
the
exactly.
structure.
Oh man, I didn't think of that combo.
Yeah. True. What was the next one? Yeah, there we go. Do you think the same amount of decks in day 1 will be represented in the day 2? Like the character representation. Do you think it's going to be kind of similar, or is it going to be vastly different?
Vastly, no. But if Godzilla's the most represented day 1, I don't think he will be day 2.
Okay.
I think Mikasa, unless somebody has found something like Tim is talking about, I think Mikasa is going to be the most represented day 2 deck.
Oh wow, day 2 deck, crazy. Yeah. Is that still? Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I would expect like one surprise slice on the pie, and then yeah, you're gonna see some usual suspects and some stuff that's maybe a little bit into the the so-called second tier of the entirely like our tier list right now is like stuff that didn't get banned, right? That like happened to be good in the pre-bans format, so it doesn't mean a whole lot.
Sure.
Other than like, yeah, sure, we know Mikasa's good, we know that Deku's good, we know that Rodon is good, and so those are going to show up. But then there's going to be the second layer of like Ymirs and stuff like that are like, oh yeah, that character's good, we just forgot about it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Not gonna.
It's also so.
Go ahead.
It's also so team specific. I want to make sure Ryan gets his thoughts in, but there are subsets of teams that think like Deku is bad, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. It's just, I mean, we have a spreadsheet of data that we're just going off of. So, whatever. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I really think it's gonna come down to more comfortability than anything in the player. And also, what are you good at? Are you an aggro player at heart? Like me, who wants to be a control player so bad, but I'm not. I just know I'm not. But I will always build the control deck and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're gonna set the pace. But that's just not me. So
yeah. That does like lend yourself to a long event, or just like a giant event in generals. Being comfortable like with what you want to play and how you like to play kind of goes the distance. It may not go all the way because you still need skill and luck and all that all that jazz, but being comfortable with your deck's
All that
actually
jazzy.
yeah, all that jazzy. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game with a lot of judgment calls,
Mm.
and in a number of those cases, there's no practical way to like math out what the correct judgment call for a lot of these cases is, and so everyone's just going to develop their own personal barometer for these things. I know I am very risk averse when it comes to. I think it is very risky to just kind of sit there and decide that your opponent will never kill you. I consider that to be a huge risk that I don't like taking.
Mm-hmm.
But other people love to sit in that seat. They love saying, "Yeah, I'm going to gamble my whole game on being invincible." And it's just different approaches. Both have worked. So
even micro stuff, right? Players develop their own idiosyncrasies and their own outlooks. I know, like, I've seen advice in the past on mulligan decisions, right? Like 6-handers, if you have 3 foundations, keep it. And I absolutely not. If I have 3 foundations, I'm shipping it back.
That's my boy. That's my boy. I'm subscribed to the same school. We want that 4th.
if I have 3 and they
If they're
suck,
the 3 best, if they're the 3
Yeah.
best foundations in my deck, I'll keep them. But if
for-
it is
for
3
sure. Oh yeah.
any foundations,
Oh yeah.
I'm shipping it. My average ratio should give me 4, and I want 4.
Yeah.
But like that, not everybody agrees, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and a lot of times the downside is you ship 3 and you get 3.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Or you get one.
Also has
Hey,
happened.
You just be better.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
better,
You just went second. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you have, capture evildoers, you kill Tokiyami on turn 2 with no foundations. Sorry, Ryan, I had to bring that up.
I can't believe that you had to bring that up.
I had to bring it up,
enjoyed
man. I
that game.
had to. I'm sorry. I had to. It was funny.
That was my game to lose, and I certainly lost it.
Things happen. That card was broken and everyone knows it.
Mhm.
All right, going into the final section of day 2. Does being pre-event qualified for day 2 give those players an advantage over the day 1 players that had to fight all the way through 8 rounds of Swiss the day before?
Very minimal. I think it's literally just 5 cards in your sideboard, maybe 1 or 2 in your main get swapped out based on the pie chart, right? And that's pretty much, in my opinion, that's as far as you'd probably go, unless there's something wild out there that you have no clue.
I think your average player being day 2 qualified gives you an edge over for mental fatigue, but specific players it won't matter for, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, Nick won out of the LCQ.
Yeah.
Last year, I think some people in the top 8 or top 4 were LCQ players. Like, the LCQ players have had deep runs the last several years. This is not something that playing day 1 inherently gives you a disadvantage. It could if you're not used to playing a lot of tournament rounds, but it not necessarily.
Yeah, and the first day doesn't, like, any fatigue from day 1 doesn't necessarily have to carry over to day 2. It's if you do day 1 and then like you're out till 2 a.m. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But if you do day 1 and like you recognize that you're tired and you get like a modest dinner and you're not like slamming games at night trying to perfect your deck for day 2 and taking on even more fatigue or whatever, you usually be okay.
I know that in previous years when I qualified for top cuts at Nats, the first Pro Hero Nats, I went to bed like as soon as possible. I ate dinner and then I just crashed because I ain't messing with none of that. Staying up till 1 in the morning. I'm no young spring chicken, man. I'm old, so I need to get my 6 to 7 hours of sleep, before I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, thinking of
You guys
everything.
don't hit the casinos after Swiss?
No way, man.
So that's a Let's Talk UVS special.
Nah, man, I'm not that
That's
cool.
the Carson Panos specials. Hit the casinos.
I can't do that. But no, like, go ahead.
I'm super big on routine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, whatever you were gonna do Thursday night, you should do Friday night. You should do that Saturday night. Go party Sunday when it's over. Go have your team dinner. Go have your whatever you're gonna do. But
Yeah, and if you're gonna go to the casino, just don't count cards. right? If you're gonna go to the casino and like turn your brain off and slam some chips around, and that's just a way for you to relax, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go to a casino and start like counting cards or like trying to try hard your percentages at the slot machines or something.
All right, so we've gotten to day 3. What is the best way to describe single elimination rounds for players who have not yet tasted it?
Free money.
I mean, I've never been there before, but if I had to
You
guess,
top
I'll
cut
go
it.
myself.
You webcam event, man. The Winter Classic that counts. That counts.
I guess it's, at that point is you have to take everything one game at a time, and don't worry about it's one game at a time.
Yeah, you are much more likely to be on a stream table, and you are much more likely to have a long wait in between rounds.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So definitely, if you have a Switch you can bring, or your games on your phone, or whatever you can do, or like that the hotel bar has something on TV that you're down to chill and watch, while keeping an eye on when you need to be back in the event space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't unless you just like doing this, don't like sit around and like brood for an hour. It's probably not gonna be.
I think there's some ritualistic things that you can lock down. You're gonna get deck checked probably the morning of. Sometimes they have you hand over your deck the night before, but they haven't been doing that recently. So you're gonna get deck checked the morning of. Have a good shuffle routine because your deck is gonna be sorted.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to make sure that it's shuffled before you start playing round 1. Between rounds, like Tim said, have something to do. If your games go long, top cuts, they're a little more likely to give you 5 to 10 minutes after you're done. If you have a game go to time, to say like, I need 5. I gotta go to the bathroom. I need a water refill. Give me 10. But when I said free money, like, it's really hard to win consistently over 8 rounds. It is way less hard to win 1 round at a time. And once you're in top cuts, if you got a bracket that's favorable, you're gonna do well. If you got a bracket that's unfavorable, you're not gonna do well.
Yeah.
None of that is in your control.
Tam Cardwell in chat said stream games will be 1 top 16, 1 top 8, both top 4s, and finals. So
yeah.
So if you make top 4, you're going to have a huge break, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because if you make top 4 and you're the second table, you're waiting at the start. If you make top 4 and you're the first table and you win, your finals is not for 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and just remember, you make a top 16, you're 6% even odds to win, right? Like, don't try to focus on playing your game and playing it well, and don't worry too much about the outcome.
I know
I think
go ahead. Sorry.
The biggest stuff I've learned from like interacting with people like Tam and Kevin who've been in this game and done well forever is just like, play your game, play quality card games, and the results are going to be what the results are going to be.
Sure.
Right? Like, I've historically put a lot of pressure on myself, and some of it worked, some of it didn't. These guys just have like a way healthier outlook that I've tried to adapt.
I'm going to try to win on a 5 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might not get it, and then that might be a game 3, and then that's it, right? But I just know I'm the sort of player, if I have the game won on a 5, like 70% to win the game over whatever I think, unless I'm somehow in a dominating position.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to check the 5.
I know, like, one of the things that in the few single limit rounds I've been in is I like talking. Like, I like to banter with my opponent, because I think it kind of just brings the tension level down, and it's just like, we're just here to play cards and have fun, man. Like, sure, we're super serious and we're trying to play the best we can, but like, they're just a person too, man. Like, just hang out and chill, dude. Like, seriously, like, it's super fun. It's just, we're adults playing a card game for a hobby. It's awesome.
Yeah, but what if you build 6 going on turn 1?
What do you mean? You mean checking the only 6 in my entire deck? Man,
Yeah,
Ryan,
what if
come
that
on,
happened?
man.
Yeah, the banter just.
I know. That just,
Yeah.
I know. Ryan,
Yeah.
Ryan's bringing
I mean,
up
then the
old
banter
memories.
just careens into your opponent, calling you a scumbag, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I
Yeah.
did do that. I did that.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh boy, that was yeah.
Banter is such an interesting topic.
Sure.
Like, because I'm not a banterer.
Okay.
I'll banter before the game, all day.
Oh yeah, we know that.
we're-
You're a huge shit talker. We know this.
If it's like if it's not a feels bad end of the game, I'll banter after the game.
Yeah.
During the game, I tend to just like lock in and look at what's happening, and I say game actions, and I don't talk about anything else.
Yeah.
But I think communicating with your opponent is really important, right? Like I've played players who are banterers, and I'm like, hey man, like it's no offense to you, this just isn't how I play the game. I'll do my best to like make it a fun game, but I just don't play the game like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the same way unless I know them. If I know them, then we're gonna have a good time no matter what. So.
Yeah, I probably banter too. I do a lot of, and I probably just don't even change this in real events, of just like talking through my plays and possibly giving away information my opponent's not supposed to have. Where I'm just like, yeah, man, I don't know, my hand kind of sucks. And every once in a while I have the presence of mind to like slip in something that's total BS.
Ah, nice.
Usually I'm
nice.
just like yapping, right?
Yeah, the mind games begin. Man.
The Justin Birch method, where you have your stage too messy for your opponent to read, and you say every thought that enters your head out loud all game.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes I remember to complain about how badly I've been breaking all game as I look at my lethal hand.
And sometimes you gotta let your opponent make the mistake, right?
True.
Like,
True. That kind of goes into the next topic I kind of wanted to talk about. Is it skill, luck, or both that gets you to the win, the championship of like an event like this?
both.
Yeah. I mean, this is a game with random elements. I mean, you can if you put deck building under skill, right? There's, I would say it probably leans more towards skill, but I don't know how much of it's going to be like, I made better in-game decisions than my opponents in like the top 8, top 4 finals, so much as like, my deck selection and the individual card selections in my deck and like my sideboarding was a little bit better for the string of matchups that I got or whatever. And your matchups are kind of luck, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I
mean, you build 2 games in a row. The best players in the world. You can't help that.
Yeah.
I think like within a match, if you're having a bad run of luck, I'm gonna use luck and variance kind of interchangeably here, but
Sure.
if you're having a bad run of luck, there are micro decisions you can make to offset that a little bit. But nothing is gonna, like Ryan said, nothing's gonna beat like I built 1, my opponent built 6, played a city rampage of 5 attacks. Yeah, got me. Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Yep. Those games are gonna happen. You can, in your deck selection, you can try to think about, how does this deck handle getting unlucky, right? Could be.
Sure.
If you play a 7-hand sizer, you are increasing the odds that you will get RNG blown out. On the flip side, right, you are reducing the odds that you get like long-term unlucky because you're going to see more cards rather, right? So it's, there's deck decisions that you make in that regard too.
And there's a phenomenon in this game as well as other games I've played where players that have a bad variance early, if they're able to stabilize, almost always win the game. If you look at like Phil's match against George.
It's George, yep.
Where he went to like 2 foundations and 1 foundation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had some bad variants super early. He made the decisions to stabilize and eventually won the game.
Yeah.
That happens. You've seen it in Magic where somebody who's mana screwed early or mana flooded early, if they could stabilize, almost always wins.
Yeah.
And it's because like you've now like if the game goes long enough, you've evened out that variance and your micro decisions matter a lot more.
Okay. Sure.
But sometimes you don't stabilize.
Yeah, and if because in a lot of cases it's a matter of like, oh, I didn't draw any attacks. Well, they're all in the bottom half of your deck. So if you get there, you're going to find them. Oh, they're drawing all their attacks. Well, if you survive them, they don't got too many left.
Yeah.
Right? That's sort of a natural factor of the way we tear through our decks in this game.
Yeah, and like George just chatted, I drew Gayer the next turn where I could have won if I found attacks. Well, you found like 14 on turn 2.
Yeah,
So,
very true, yes.
There were only so many left in your deck.
Yeah, very true, yeah. All right. We're heading towards the home stretch here. As we're getting an influx of first-timers into this world. What are your, like, other than the ones that have been said, water, hydrate, sleep, eat, that stuff. Any tips for first timers outside of what you've already said?
Find the best Chick-fil-A in town and hit it up.
Yeah, I think probably even at a world's level, like I think players will get like a little more sweaty, and they're going to be tighter on the like takebacks and things like that. But it is not the kind of like deathly serious atmosphere that you might expect from a larger card game Worlds where everyone you run into is trying to angle shoot on every possible ruling or that kind of thing, right? It's still UVS. It's still going to be the same community playing, a little more buttoned up, but not. Nobody's going to be like a super mega jerk unless they're already like that.
Yeah. It's hard to say without stuff you've already said, because I truly do think the single most important things you can do going to Worlds or any other tournament, have a water bottle, have some snacks in your bag, and sleep the night before. Eat breakfast.
Oh man, breakfast before like the first turn, like the first event, like going into like day 1 or day 2, breakfast is always the best because it's like just food tastes better because like there's like electric in the air. It's just like it just feels good. Like the community's up, and we're all just like vibing at like high frequency, ready to just like, just play, and it's great.
Or A Blob Mormoning.
If you don't know what kind of, sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like, just have fun and be in the moment. Like this is the highest level of this card game every year, right? This is the most competitive you're going to be at any event ever, right? So enjoy it and take one game at a time, and don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, I think like if you don't know what kind of person you are, if you don't know what a routine that works for you is, try to figure it out as you go along. It's hard. But like know your tendencies as a person. If you're a super sociable person, go up to people who aren't playing rounds and say hi. If you see Tam when he's not busy, because that man's going to be busy as shit all weekend. But if you see Tam and you've been wanting to talk to him, and you're a first timer at Worlds, you don't know him, just go up and say, "Hey Tam, I'm a fan of your content. Like, hope you're doing well." He'll say hey back. He'll interact with you a little bit. If you see Chris, go up and say hey. He'll hang out for a few minutes, right? But if you're not a sociable person, like me, I go back to my hotel room between every round.
That's
I go use the bathroom, lay in bed for 5 minutes. I set a timer for 5 minutes left in overtime, and I leave. I'm not in that room between rounds.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a fair amount of go back to the hotel room. I always have my laptop with me. I can play some games or whatever on there.
Yeah, I just like to take my shoes off, kick my feet up, and relax, man. Like
I did that at
it's
Louisville.
hard.
I did that at Louisville when I could. It was great. Like just leave the room, walk upstairs to the room, go
Recharge the battery.
Yeah, just recharge. It's great.
Your hotel room is inevitably colder than whatever's happening in that event hall. If you're a fat, sweaty gamer like I am, you get to take your shirt off and like air it out a little bit. Like there are a lot of micro things that happen in these tournaments that like help your mental so much more than just playing cards. Presumably you've put in some level of prep to play the card game. Just rely on your prep to play the game and make sure that you as a person are taken care of.
All right. So, after the tips, I need you all to pick what you think is the most represented character overall through all 3 days. What would be the most represented character? Period. End of story. After all 3 days are said and done.
I'll say Rodan.
Damn.
I think it's the most. I'm a big fan of trying not to have any like 20/80 matchups in my bracket, right? Like, the worst. I would rather get unlucky in an in-game situation where like I drew really cold or they drew really hot or whatever, than get unlucky in the sense that I walked into the tournament knowing that if I faced something in top cuts I was out.
Yeah.
And I think Rodan is a very solid. Look, he probably doesn't curb stomp too many matchups, but he's not dead for free to anything, I don't believe.
Is it cheating if I copy Tim's answer?
If you want to give different reasons, I'll allow it. If you could give a different reason, I'll allow it.
It's a consistency thing, right? It is.
Oh man, you made it really hard for Ryan to say something if he was going to mad.
I think if you look at day one, Rodan is always fairly popular, so he's likely to be represented there. The pool of day two players lean toward players who think like Tim. They think like somebody who wants to have a boxer's chance in every match, right? You can throw hands, you can play your defense, you don't have any 80-20, 70-30s. You just get to play the game better than your opponent and beat them. And I think that will lead to a high conversion of day 2 to day 3 for whoever's playing it.
Okay. Ryan.
I would say Rodan, but I'll change it up. I'll just say Mikasa 4.
Okay. That's a good one.
I mean, that's just perfectly valid.
It's more premier aggro.
Yeah.
She's got like an 80% top cut rate over the life cycle.
Yeah.
She should have maybe been eroded to twice per turn, something like that. Who knows? But it's just play a billion attacks, draw a billion cards, have 35 health, sit back.
Yeah, sit back, relax. Have a drink. Maybe a taco or two after your 10-minute match is over. So
Yeah, I forgot to bring my bag with my deck in it to locals last night. The first time I've gotten to locals in ages because it keeps snowing and I don't want to drive 20 minutes in the snow.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I forgot to bring my bag, so I borrowed a Benny Maru that Jesse had on him. And I had like a decent match with a Mark Tyner, and then I played Mikasa in the second round and got turn 2 both games. And I was like, well, I guess I get to go grocery shopping early.
I got turn 2'd by Mikasa Sunday off of 2 fulls and a partial from 32. She got 50 on turn 2. And I was like, I guess, man. And it was to Jacob. So
of course.
Of course the aggro guy deals 50 on 2.
We had aerial goblin bolts. It wasn't good enough.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I need an answer for you. If you guys all agree on the same one, this is cool too. I don't mind. What character is winning it all this year?
I got to bet on Deku, I think. I think if Rodan does have a bad matchup, it's Deku.
I don't know.
All right, I'll go. I'll say.
Yeah, go, Tim.
Not necessarily me, but I do think Peak is well positioned right now. I think Dark Ward is extremely good right now.
Yeah.
And having enough damage to kill anything, right? Whether it's Mikasa, she can get up and over Rodan. There's different ways to build her. There's like a couple different order variants. You can obviously play the classic death build. I assume it will be more than just me on the character. Yeah, I do genuinely like Peak right now.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I'll say Deku as well.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he will eventually be the #1 hero. I haven't watched the rest. I haven't finished the anime yet or the manga, so I have no idea. So eventually he'll be the #1 hero, I assume. So yeah, that makes sense. But I think this is like every one of those characters has a shot. You know, everyone said that. The best deck in the room, baby, Tam Cardwell, you know it. Zach has a lot of confidence in me, I guess, this year. So that's great. I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, man, I'm playing a deck that I think is reasonable in the deck.
Sure.
So,
No, I mean
that's
that's the thing too. It's like there really isn't as Ryan, as you show with Ryan, like Ryan was like, okay, Deku, but like if you thought about it, he was running through the permutations of like, well, this deck can beat this deck, this deck can beat this deck. There really is like an open field. Like, sure, there are probably like 8 or 9 like super good decks, but they're all pretty decent into each other, and the right
somebody's
matchups.
gotta win.
Someone's
right?
got to win, man. Why can't it be me, Dad? Why can't it be me? But yeah, like I'm excited.
But if you told me in 3 weeks that Hanj 2 Four Eyes won again,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I'm down.
All the power to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
man.
deck builds in mutant machines and unflips it. Sure.
Yeah,
you
sure.
got
Dude.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never mind when like a Deku win. When a deck wins a big event, and like I was never gonna play that deck anyway. I'm like, all right, well, this just wasn't my event.
Yeah.
If Rodon wins, like Rodon is a deck that I could imagine myself playing. They'll be like a little grumpy that I didn't like put more time in and figure out a Rodon that I liked, but
I like yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I like Rodon, but I don't want to play Rodon, so I'm playing Ryu because I also like the fire symbol.
That's fair. Yeah. Mr. UVS himself. Yeah. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, I watched Tam's top 30, and I was like, I can't argue against any of that. Like, it was 30 characters. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of characters.
I mean, I put Ghidorah in Pan.
Okay, so sorry. That was probably the only egregious thing, and Rio should have been moved up. But yeah, but otherwise, it was pretty good. But yeah, like, that's how many characters are, like, he believes in that are viable for the event. Right? Like that's crazy. Like that we may have like that wide open of a metagame, right? Like it's Tam Cardwell, the content creator face of UVS, believes 30 characters can win worlds. That's awesome in my opinion. I love that world. So, and I think that's great, and it makes the game better and it opens it up. Sure, are some decks better than others? Always. There's always a bigger fish, in my opinion. So, yeah.
It's all about who shows up with stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like, what if absolutely no one shows up with Rodan because
That would be
they
insane.
think it's bad or whatever, right? Like, yeah, it'd be wild, but like wild things have happened in this game.
Yeah.
We've gone whole events where Rodan wasn't registered. They were international events, but still,
Yeah.
it did happen.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
We've gone. I don't think we've ever gone an event without Godzilla being registered, but we've gone events without Godzilla being on the pie chart.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Any final thoughts before I send it to you guys to let people know where to find you?
Nothing good. We yet for a good solid hour.
Good hour. No final thought. Okay, we got all of them. I can cut and print this. This is great.
Get all my thoughts.
Awesome. Well, where can people find you? Starting with Zach.
Floating around your other favorite content creators' channels. I'm your favorite content creator's favorite content creator.
Hell yeah. That's how we take it. We take those. Yeah. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm Jazzy in most Discords. I mostly hang out in the Let's Talk UVS Discord, the main cord, and the cell cord. So.
Hell yeah. Tim?
Yeah. Check out the Four Checks cast on Thursday nights on Twitch. Myself, Justin Birch, Kevin Broberg, and Will Godby. Just kind of hanging out doing a similar amount of yapping. I couldn't tell you what topics we have lined up this week, and we usually decide that like an hour before we go live. But
Nice. Cool.
Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I have a YouTube channel, Rival Stage Gaming. Nick Markey.
Yeah, Nick Markey. Nick Markey would kill you.
Yeah, right.
He's in chat too. He's probably like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, it's been a while, buddy." But yeah, don't forget about that. Rival Stage Gaming, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So, again, guys, thanks for answering the call, the bat signal, if you will, coming on to the app for about an hour or so. So. Yeah. So again, everyone, thanks chat for hanging out. I don't know if Tam's streaming. He was typing up a real angry message. He said. So Marky said.
Yeah,
so let's see if Tam is. I don't know if Tam's streaming tonight.
I don't believe so. He's hanging out
Oh,
in your chat, so probably
Oh,
not.
okay. So Snuggy is playing Final Fantasy 14. He's going through the MSQ, so we're gonna go raid him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Recent MSQ or like
Like as in brand
long-time
new
stuff?
MSQ. He's
Oh,
brand
fancy.
new player. Go show Snuggy some love.
There's
And
the nice smoothed out MSQ.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So again, everyone, thank you. Have a good night. We love you. We'll catch you on
Thank
the
you.
Catch you later.